Hello everybody and welcome to the TTL fourth round of this championship around Azerbaijan. Of course we're in qualifying at the moment with 14 drivers in the lobby. Squeezy was the first one to come out the pits, so we're going to get on board with him. And no VSR Blizzard today, so that is a shame to not have him in. But we've got a long qualifying session ahead of us and of course a long race as well. So let's see who can get pole position. Squeezy coming through turn 1. It's very quick. He runs a bit over the white line and the curb. Might have got lucky with a invalidation. Then second gear, early as you can on the throttle. DRS open with top speeds over 200 miles an hour, I would think, before come down into the braking zone. Yep, 201 miles per hour. Come down to the braking zone. Second gear on the throttle as early as possible again. Down into second again, early on the throttle, little slide there from Squeezy in the McLaren. Avoiding the curbs, of course the curb is very tricky on this gear, much different compared to F1 2017. Now second gear, preferably some people choose first and upshift to second. Now through Castle's second gear, very cautious of course on his first lap. Oh, and he's at the barrier. As that was a bit of lag, but I think he hit the barrier then. Doesn't look like he took any front wing damage. So he comes into turn 15. Again avoiding the curb, second gear up towards the second sector split. Combination of a 114.2 announces where the setup comes into play. The wings that you're running. Overtake mode on the ERS of course, max fuel mixture. And let's see what the first lap time of the session is as he opens his DRS. Across the line for a 1 minute 37.9. Pause coming up to the line, can he beat a 137.9? 138.1, we saw Lambo as well. He's coming up to the line. 137.2, very good lap. ZE3, he's coming up to the line. He'll be the fourth person to set a lap time. He'll go the slowest, the 139.0. Alan K with a 140.1. Got Technique Gaming. Can he set provisional pole? No, we can't. 139.2 and goes 5th out of the 6 people who have done laps. But Damien, Plaster, Spike and Steph, so we'll go on board with Damien. A few people still in the pits, George Roberts, Mays and Light, and Ollie P on an outlap. Anyway, can Damien, he's going to go at the back of the field. 141.9. Steph 141.2. Someone else set a lap. With Spike with a 137.5. Plaster now 140.0 and goes 7th. So 10 people have done laps. Light on an outlap as well now. Ollie P on an outlap as well. With Mays and George Roberts still in the pits. It'll be interesting to see if anyone goes for second laps. Squeezy already in the pits. Nope, all these guys. Oh no, Plaster looks like he's going for another lap. So we're going to stick with him. He's running very low on ERS. Just quickly check through. Damien. Oh no, he's not on a. Oh, he's crashed out. So there's the first retirement. That was Damien. Plaster. No, he's much slower. So he's not going to improve. Ollie P comes into the pits. I think he picked up front wing damage. Light E, he's about to start a lap. There's a Sauber right behind him. That is Pilastra. No, it's Spike actually, as he's about to come into the pits. As this, I think that was Mays exiting the pits. Yes, it was. See what Light can do in the first sector. And his first sector time is a... Oh, I must have changed the first sector. Oh, he's... Oh, I thought he hit the barrier then. Hit the barrier through Castle, 35.2 it was. Much slower than the top guys. 35.2 will put him around Pilastra. Yeah, I'll put him just behind Pilastra. Again hitting the wall. So with a 40.6. Also 40.6. Alan K was also with a 40.6 as well, so I think he's going to slot near Pilastra and Alan K, the P7, P8, P9 region. 139.7, very good last sector from the Ferrari driver. Puts himself in 7th place. Squeezy is about to start his lap, along with Mays, who's into turn 1. So we'll stick with Mays. George Roberts is also about to start a lap as well. We have yellow flags. Don't know who that is for. Drives letting people through, as Ollie P's also going to be on a lap. So the two McLarens. Where's Mays? There he is. We have to quickly cut to a TV ordered camera. Now we can switch back to broadcast. Hopefully it'll tell us the first sector time. 35.3, so they have changed the first sector time compared to last year, which I was unaware of. But anyway, Mays was a 10th slower than Light in the first sector. Wants to be hitting maybe a 40.5 in the middle sector. It's a bit slow through Castle. Early on the power low, that'll help his acceleration and his run towards turn 15. But currently Lambo on pole by 3/10. Mays on the super softs. Light set his lap on the softs. So we'll check Mays. 40.5, so this will put him next to Light. I would assume Technique Gameman's crashed along with Pilastra, and Mays has had to swipe towards the wall nearly. He still has it in hot lap mode and not overtake, so that will decrease his speed on the straight. And he goes 10th with a 140.1. Squeezy is the next one. He's backed out. So George Roberts will be the next one to cross the line. He's on the ultra softs. He's gonna go down the back of the field. A 143.7. Ollie P on the super softs. A 139.7. And he goes 7th fastest. Paul, about him, he's about to start a lap. Will Ollie P carry on? No, he won't. Will Alan K? He is on a lap, but doesn't look like he's improving. Lambo improves to 137.0. Mays, he is on a lap. Lucky to not pick up damage there by hitting the wall. George Roberts may carry on with a lap. He's half a second up, so I think he will. On board with Mays, running very low on ERS deployment. Is he improving? He is by 6/10, so he will want to carry on. This will put him to a 1:39.5, although he will lose time on the straights because of the lack of ERS. So I think he may go 9th. Now he's out, and he does go 9th with a 1:39.7. Ollie P. He gave up Alan K. He's about to cross the line. No improvement. George Roberts. He's up by 1.4 seconds. It will still put him towards the back of the field. Spike is on a lap. Lambo is not. Anyway, George Roberts, let's see what he can do. And it still keeps him at the back, but he improves by 1.3 seconds, set at 1:42.3. Alan Kane on a lap. Mays, he won't do another lap. So we'll stick with Spike, who set 34.4 in the first sector. It's going to be interesting to see if he can beat Lambo's 1:37.0. He's running hot lap on the straight and not overtake, so he's losing out by around 2 miles per hour on the straights. But he goes pole with a 1:36.9. Very good lap indeed. And Spike will be happy with that lap. Less than the 10 separating the top two. A second gap back to Squeezy in third. Nobody is on flying laps. Light is out on super softs. He's warming up his tyres. As Mays makes it back to the pits. So Light will be the next one to set a flying lap time. Of course, his 39.7 was on the softs. Also on an out lap. George Roberts is out of the session, so quite a few retirements. We have 6 retirements out of qualifying. Anyway, Spike's going to get back to the pits. We're going to get ready for Light, who's about to start his lap. Poe is about halfway around the track. Lambo has just, Squeezy has just came out. Anyway, Light choosing the super soft, which is an interesting strategy. He may be able to go about a second quicker, maybe 8/10, which will put him into that high 38s. And Mike coming up to the first sector split. I don't think that was the correct time, so I'm going to check. It was a 34.8, he's 4/10 up. Paul. He's just about across the line. Oh, and Light's retired. He's crashed at Castle. So anyway, we're going to stick with Paul, Squeezy and Ollie P. P for the time being. We'll check Paul's first sector. He's in medium ERS. Again, I don't think that told me the correct time. And it didn't. 34.7 up by 3/10. Squeezy's only just came through turn 1. Ollie P. Ollie P's ahead of Squeezy on track. So Spike will not be able to improve. Not be able to go out. Ollie P with the 35.0. It's compared to a 34.7 from Paul, but still an improvement for Ollie P. Squeezy 34.6. Again, I'm just going to check, see whether that was correct. No, it was a 34.5. Anyway, Paul, he's about to finish his lap. It's going to be an improvement. I think it will put him P3. Does 137.7. ZE3's on a lap. Squeezy cannot improve. Lambo's not going to make it. Nope, so Lambo can't get Paul. So it's ZE3 and Ollie P. Ollie P needs to improve by half a second. He has given up. He wants to start on the super softs. Meanwhile, ZE3 just came through the castle section to see how much he's improving. In the first sector, 0.2 of a second. Ollie P retires, so we're just waiting on ZE3. He needs to make up 1.1 seconds though if he wants to move up a position. He's in high for ERS, now into hot lap. Again, it's not telling us what the timings are. And he's up by 0.8. He needs to find a bit more time. 0.3 in this final sector. He keeps it in hot lap and not overtake, so he won't be able to maximise the straight line speed. But yes, now he puts it into overtake. DRS open. 37.9 to B. I don't think he will beat it. He doesn't. It's 38.0, but it is very close to P4. Improves by a second, but stays 5th overall. So the classification of the Azerbaijan Grand Prix are as followed when we load in. So TTG Spike taken pole position by 0.08 over TTG Lambo. Then we have Poe in 3rd, 0.8 behind with Squeezy 4th, ZE3 5th, Technique Game in 6th, all on the Ultra Softs. Ollie P 7th on the Super Softs, Light 8th on the Softs, Maze 9th on the Super Softs, Plaster 10th on the Ultra Softs, Alan K 11th on the Ultra Softs, Steph 12th on the Softs, Damien 13th on the Ultra Softs, and George Roberts bringing up the rear, 14th also on the Ultra Softs. From first to last, a difference of 5.4 seconds. As here is the formation lap for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. The McLaren of Squeezy going straight off the line. So of course you just want to warm up your tyres. It's going to be check the strategies. So tyres, of course the top 10 starting on what they qualified on. Steph, he chose to qualify on the softs, but he's now chose to start on the super softs. Alan Keir, who qualified on the ultra softs in 11th, is starting on the softs. Damien, who also qualified on the ultra softs, is starting on the softs, and George Roberts, who qualified on the ultra softs, is starting at the back on the super soft tyres. So of course Spike taking pole in this Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Of course he took the win in Bahrain last time out as well, due to a good strategy. Quite a few people made good strategies as well. So of course strategy will be the main importance for this race. It's very difficult to get a lot of penalties around here. Maybe someone will get the odd one, potentially a stop go as well. Not many places that you can corner cut around here, but Spike slowing down on the straight to try and generate some brake temperature before going down into turn 1, because he will be sat on the grid for quite a long time, as George Roberts, who's at the back of the field, has only just started the long straight now, while Spike is going as slow as possible before going to his grid slot. Anyway, Spike has lined up on his grid slot now, followed by Lambo, Poe, Squeezy and ZE3, the top 5. Waiting for the last few to get into their grid slots. That's it, everybody should be ready now. The lights are coming on now. 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. Lights out, and away we go. Lambo looks like he got the better start, but couldn't challenge into turn 1. Got some action in the midfield. Technique Gaming overtaking Ollie P. Light overtaking Maze and Damien overtaking Alan K. Ollie P and Technique Gaming battling. Coming into turn 2. Technique Gaming, oh, he's put it down into neutral then, and he's lost out a few positions along with Maze in the process. Plaster up to 7th on the ultra soft. Light on the outside of Plaster. The 2 teammates. Plaster lets them go. The Hass of Maze trying to go around the outside of Plaster, but gets the move done on Steph, as George Roberts and Alan Kerr going side by side into turn 5, and Squeezy and Paul going at it, coming into turn 6 and now turn 7. Squeezy on the inside. Squeezy should be able to get the position done. Squeezy moves up into 3rd place. Let's check the position changes. Technique Gaming down 5. So it's been a terrible start for him along with Alan Kerr. But Steph and Plaster have made up 2 positions. Light, Ollie and Squeezy up 1 along with Damien and George at the back as well. But Spike already has a 1 second gap to Lambo. 1.2 now, keeps increasing. Of course, Paul will want to get back at Squeezy, but there's a huge battle for P5. In the background we've got Z3, sort of looks like he has front wing damage. He's hit the wall. I think he may have front wing damage, but anyway we've got Ollie P in the slipstream along with Light. And side by side is Maze and Plaster. I think Z3's going into the pits. Ollie P, he's made a mistake and he's almost crashed into the pits. Anyway, Maze and Plaster. Maze does get ahead. Alan K now up to 12th because of the 2 guys pitting. Now 6 people up 3 places. That's Light, Maze, Plaster, Steph, Damien and George Roberts. So ZE3 onto the super softs, Ollie P onto the softs, so a difference in strategy there. But Miz made a good move on Plaster to get P6. Technique gearing up into 8th after being down in 11th. And Steph, getting very close to Technique. He's not going to go side by side through here. He backs off, going into Castle. Everyone's separated by roughly a second. Closest gap is Technique and Steph. Of course, Technique will get a distant tour off Plaster. Of course, DRS will be enabled when they cross the line to start lap 3. Spike slightly pulling away from Lambo. Lambo will have a tour. Looks like he'll have a tour. He's gaining. He's also saved more ERS. But he's not close enough to have DRS. Fastest lap goes to Spike though. As light on the softs. He's gonna do the long game. We have some yellow flags. Don't know who that was for. Anyway, Steph trying to go up the inside of Technique, and Technique's put himself into the barrier. It didn't look like he received damage. He does have damage though. Compare the two Red Bulls, he does have damage. So he'll be in the pits to either put on super soft or soft tyres. Anyway, Steph up 5 positions, so a great start from Steph, who is one of our driver of the days, and George Roberts has gone straight on at the end of the second straight. He's lost the position in the process to Alan Kay, but he is still in 12th place. An unlucky error from George Robertson. Hopefully he will get back into contention very soon. Anyway, Lambo closing the gap to Spike up front. He is within DRS range. He has 30% more ERS. Squeezy sitting in 2 seconds behind the pair, while Poe a second behind Squeezy. Now coming onto the straight. Looked like a bad run from Spike. He's running low on ERS. DRS now for Lambo. He's getting a lot closer now. 7 tenths, 6 tenths, 5 tenths, 4 tenths as we reach the braking zone. Spike with a lock up. And Miz is very close to light, but not close enough as Technique goes into the pits to repair that front wing. Anyway, run very low on ERS. Plaster follows him in. So that'll put George Roberts up into 10th. Oh, and Steph has retired. Oh, he's gone straight. Oh, he's at the inside wall on the left. His left tyre's gone. He's at the wall on the left hand side. That is unlucky for Steph. He's not going to have a fantastic race. That's unlucky. And Ollie P into the pits again with Z3. So the pair of them into the pits, both onto soft tyres. I don't know what's happened there. Anyway, George Robertson in 9th, so both the Red Bulls in the points. The only other team that has double points positions at the moment is Sauber. Of course, 1st and 8th, Alan Kay and Spike, representing the Alfa Romeo Sauber. And I think Spike has damage because he's lifting off a lot throughout the left-right complex onto the straight. And is Spike gonna pit? No, he doesn't. Though around the outside, Lambo gets the move done. Clean as you like from the Toro Rosso driver as he takes the lead. He's shown remarkable pace. He's dropped Squeezy by a second from the last time he cut on board with these guys, which was about 2 laps ago, so we're getting about half a second a lap. Alan Kay on Damien as Damien goes into the pits. He has damage on his right side. So one Mercedes out the race, one into the pits with a new front wing needed. If it wasn't for George Roberts' mistake, I wonder whether he'll potentially be in 7th place at the moment. Light and Maze, they're very close together. Light, of course, on the softs, Maze on the quicker super soft tyres, middle tyre, while Light on the hardest tyre. Steph has left the session after his drastic mistake. But, oh, Light picked up a penalty, so we were mentioning penalties, and Light was the first one to pick one up. And Paul right on the back of Squeezy. He wants his 3rd place back that he had at the start, but the ERS deployment that he has is very little. Oh, what's going to happen? He goes to the outside. He won't get it done. Oh, Squeezy defends the inside. Now Paul's going to have the run. Big slide. DRS open. The Renault, he has the inside line. I think he's going to get the move done. It's a terrible camera. Squeezy trying to hold it on the outside. He's doing well here. Who breaks later? Poor does, but the inside line is an advantage, not in this situation. And Poor takes 3rd place. Spike still keeping with Lambo, as Light has pulled away from Maze, as the 2 Red Bull drivers will be battling it out soon. Oh no, actually Technique has already gotten past George Roberts, so George Roberts just letting his quicker teammate through. George playing the longer game on the super soft while his teammate has already pit. Paul and Squeezy look like they're gonna keep on battling it out. Squeezy will have DRS just about. Squeezy pits, going in for an undercut. And Lambo has pulled 2 seconds on Spike. Squeezy is going to rejoin in 6th position. And he goes onto the soft tyres. And away he goes. So he has clean air to push on those soft tyres. Of course, Lambo and Spike will be aware of Squeezy's pit stop, and will be pushing mega hard to try and come out ahead of him. Of course, Lambo had about a 5-second gap, and Spike about a 3-second gap. Both those guys sliding through turn 9. Anyway, Alan K and Technique Gaming. Technique showing some pace on those tyres. On the super softs, they're definitely working for him. As you can see, George Roberts in the background. Technique can go around the outside into turn 6 and 7. Oh, he gets it done. What a fantastic move from the Red Bull driver. He is up into 7th place. That's a very good move there from Technique. Now Lambo, he is on the straight. He's showing immense pace on those ultra softs. Is he going to call it a day on them? No, he's not. Carries on. Spike's made a huge mistake. Spike pits. Poor. I think he pit as well. Yes, he does. Spike must have to do a front wing change. Light will obviously carry on. Maze will carry on as well. Has to be a front wing change. Into the pits comes Poe into his pit box. It's a quick pit stop from the Renault crew. Ollie P's out. And Squeezy is ahead of Poe and Spike. Spike just not showing pace in the race, but shows that he has the pace for pole position. Anyway, Light in second, with Lambo first. George Roberts into the pits. He's pitting early from those super softs. Front wing. More super softs. He must prefer that tyre. He will rejoin in 12th. Anyway, Poe and Spike. So Spike looks quick on when he has fresh tyres, but his pace seems to drop off. He either overheats his tyres, his technique game, and has crashed. Oh, it's a very complex place to crash. It's after Castle, so the drivers will need to avoid his car. Lambo pits, I would imagine, for the soft. Seems too early for the super soft, but it's all cleared up for Damien, so he would have gained a couple seconds on Plaster and Alan Kalen. Lambo, out he goes. Looks like he had a delay in the pits. There's Poe, there's Spike. Lambo stayed out a lap too long, and Spike has the net lead. But Poe, make that Poe having the net lead, and Squeezy's into the pits, so he's obviously been involved in an incident, and he's on the super soft tyres. Spike in the slipstream. None of them have DRS. And Poe looking to keep on the inside, but Spike breezes around the outside. So Poe will look to try and get ahead of Spike again. Lambo on the fresher tyres will be looking to get ahead of the pair of them, but Lambo has lost the vital track position. Oh, that's front wing damage for Poe. He's outbroken himself into turn 15. That's cost him dearly. He's going to have to get that front wing repaired. Alan Kay, he got ahead of Squeezy when Squeezy pit for that front wing change. I wonder if Poe will carry on, Lambo will have DRS and slipstream. .20 mph quicker on the straights, Lambo compared to Poe. And Lambo moves up into 4th place. Light currently has a 4.7 second lead. Of course, he started on the softs. He qualified on those softs. Mays currently in 2nd. He started on those super softs. He qualified on those super softs. There are the 2 people yet to pit in this Grand Prix, along with Alan Kay. And George Roberts is out. That's a shame. But Alan Kay, he's yet to pit. He started on the softs. Qualified in 11th. Light still pulling away from Mays despite being on the slower tyre. Maybe that just goes to show the wear difference that the soft has compared to the super soft. Of course, those soft will only be on around 25 to 30%, while those super softs will be on about 45 to 50%. And of course, the tyres overheating can occur when the tyres wear out more, so that can be the difference in why Light is pulling away. to Mays. Of course he's going to carry on to about lap 17-18 when he pits for Ultrasofts. 1:44.1. Mays into the pits already, so he's going on to the softs. He's going to rejoin in 5th. And away he goes from his pit box. Squeezy with the fastest lap, 1:40.7. And C3 is out. That leaves 9 runners. And Light with a 9.5 second lead. Of course, if he were to pit now, he'd come out in 4th position. But Mays, he'll be able to gain time on Light on those fresh tyres. You can see that gap going from 24 seconds down to 23.9. So Squeezy, I think top 5 will be out the question because he will need to pit again for Ultrasoft, but I think that he can still get 6th place. Alan Kay, he's also yet to pit, along with Light. But Light is getting reeled in by Spike. Plaster might be catching Alan Kay. Plaster pit on lap 4 to go into a set of super softs. Anyway, Lambo is within a second of Spike as they go down the second ERS strip. Both of them have very little ERS left. In fact, nobody really has that much ERS except for Damien and Alan Kay. Damien on now 60%. Anyway, Spike and Lambo, the gap now 1.3 seconds. Let's check the lap times of the top 5 or so. 1:43.9 from Light, Spike 1:42 flat, Lambo 1:41.7, the much quicker first sector, Paul 1:42.7, and Mays has not set a quick lap on those softs, but he has set his personal best first sector, which is a 36.4, slower than Paul, Lambo, Spike. Lambo 41.5 in the middle sector, so this is not going to beat his 41.7. Anyway, Light with a 44.4, still up and consistently on those old soft tyres. Spike with a 41.9. Paul with a 42.5, his personal best lap. What's Mays going to set? A 43.4. The fastest lap at the moment currently goes to Squeezy with a 1:40.7. The closest to that is Lambo, who is a second behind, which shows the difference between the softs and the super softs, as Squeezy is 3 seconds behind the Haas driver of Mays, while Lambo is keeping the gap to Spike, and Spike closing in massively on Light. Alan Kay and Plaster in 7th and 8th at the moment. Them two will be battling maybe in a lap's time. Plaster looks to be the quicker driver compared to Alan Kay, who was yet to make a stop. Oh, Spike had a little slide come out of turn 16. He's also minus on fuel. He's also low ERS. He now puts it into overtake, but I think Lambo might potentially have him. I think he will. There's a huge straight line speed difference, 10 mile an hour plus. And he gets the move done. Lambo takes the net lead of the Grand Prix. He runs wide and almost collects Spike. Spike going up the inside into turn 2. Hits the curb. Lambo will have the better traction, but Spike will have the DRS. And Spike will get the move done. These two could allow Paul into catching up. Yellow flags for some reason. Oh, that was for Plaster. I was about to go on board with him because he looked like he was about to overtake Alan Kay, but he's made a mistake. He's now 4 seconds behind the Sauber driver. Squeezy is right behind Mays. Squeezy flying on those super soft despite them being 5 laps old. Damien into the pits on lap 14. And Squeezy very squirmy then. Damien goes on the soft. So it looks like if he doesn't crash, he is guaranteed points. At minimum 2. And Squeezy looks like he's going to get past Mays on the straight. He has a little sniff into turn 16, but he can't get it done. Light comes into the pits, so I think it'll be super softs that he's going on to. Ultra softs will not make the distance, and indeed he does go on to super softs with a front wing change as well, so that will allow Squeezy and Mays to get past the Ferrari driver. And Squeezy, but Mays is coming back. Mays is coming back. Is Mays going to go down the inside? Mays has a little look down the inside, but Mays does back out of it. As my controller did just disconnect, but we are back. As Spike and Lambo battling it out. Spike down on fuel again. Lambo has the 1 lap fresher tyre, so he has the tyre advantage. Plaster into the pits for what I would imagine would be a set of super softs. And a front wing change. No, it's softs. No, it is super softs. Okay, now it says it's softs. He's also not coming out, now he does. And it is softs for Plaster. He's going to come out just ahead of Damien. Quite a few seconds ahead actually. Anyway, Light and Mays. Light on those fresh super softs is going to be very quick. And he's looking to get past Mays as they're coming through turn 16 now. Light now down on fuel, he's on the limit, but DRS, and he flies past the Haas driver. And he will look to be chasing after Squeezy, and he has the 6 lap fresher tyres compared to the McLaren driver. Alan Kay making his first stop of the race on the super soft tyres. And Light looking very quick. He might threat for the fastest lap. like 1.9 seconds up on his best lap. I don't think it is going to be the fastest lap. Spike and Lambo onto the second straight. Lambo not close enough. So Spike and Lambo still battling it out at the front on lap 17 out of 26. Lambo, he's not within DRS, so he's had to put in an overtake early. Is he going to be close enough? I don't think he is. Oh, he just is, 0.973. Just within DRS range. Light is catching Squeezy, and Squeezy goes into the pits. So I think it might be ultra soft tyres for the McLaren. He will rejoin in 6th position. Looks like it's super softs. And it is super softs he rejoins on in position number 6. Lambo, he can keep up with Spike, but he can't get any closer than around the 7/10 mark. So Spike is doing a good job on these soft tyres, but on the ultra softs, that was his weak point. Spike on the limit on fuel. And Lambo, he's not close enough to Spike. Nowhere near, in fact 2 seconds. And I think he's saving his ERS. Now he comes to the pits. He's gone for plan B, and that'll be ultra soft tyres. He'll rejoin in 4th. Squeezy's disconnected, that's a shame. Super soft, nobody is going ultra softs. He's also getting a front wing change. Damien's also just came out the pits as well. But nobody wants to do the race on ultra softs apart from at the start, unless they have no more fresh sets. Maze has DRS on Lambo, but he won't be close enough. He's on 8-lap old soft tyres. But anyway, that means Poor is now in 2nd place, 5.7 seconds behind Spike, who will be looking for 2 wins in a row. So it is lap 19 out of 26, coming on to the 20th lap. So there will be 7 laps to go when Spike crosses the line. The order currently looks like this. We have Spike in the lead, who did get pole position as well, so the only thing that could top that would be the fastest lap, in which he will not. So the only thing that can top off a Spike's day would be the fastest lap, but I don't think that will happen. But he'll be happy with pole and the win. Paul has caught up 3 seconds in the 3/10, sorry, in the last lap. The gap now was down to 5.4, and now Lambo, he has a gap of 5.9 to Light, which is dramatically coming down. As he has 4 lap fresher tyres, he is pushing that car a lot, as that is Damien just ahead of him, who will need to get out the way when Lambo closes up. But I think Lambo will be able to overtake Light. Of course, Light is the only person with a 3-second time penalty at the moment, and Damien pulls over very early, but he is ensuring that there is safety of Lambo and himself, so he does not get in the way of a guy who is a lap ahead of him anyway. Lambo really pushing. ZE3 leaves the session. Light with a 42.4. Lambo, he might set the fastest lap. 1:39.6. He does set the fastest lap of the race. I think he is going to catch Light and overtake him on track. Never mind because of the penalty. But I think Lambo is too far away from pole to be able to gain 15 seconds. I think that's a bit too much. But Paul lapping his quickest first sector. We have yellow flags. Oh, we saw him in the wall and plasters out. Don't know where that is. Couldn't get a good camera angle. And if we can see it on the shot from Damien, might be just coming out of Castle. I think he's crashed. Oh, well, he crashed where Technique Gaming crashed at that place. That's unlucky for Plaster, but now that promotes Damien into 8th place, and that will now give him 4 points. And Plaster did not complete 90% of the race distance, so there will be no points allocated onto his points total in the Drivers' and Constructors' Championship. As Lambo starting lap 22, is he going to beat his fastest? I'm back on board with Spike.